Hey, yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Cheap Truth YouTube channel. Hope everybody's doing well out there. Thanks again, once again, for checking in with the Cheap Truth. On today, we are going to be talking about this viral story coming out of Cincinnati, Ohio, man. So pretty sure you guys have heard something about this, or at least probably seen it up and down your timeline at some point. But basically, we have a 38-year-old named Rodney Hinton Jr. So he is a black male who is being charged with aggravated murder of a Hamilton County Sheriff's deputy by the name of Larry Henderson. And this was all in response to his son being killed the previous day. So his son, 18-year-old named Ryan Hinton, actually was shot and killed by a Cincinnati police officer the previous day. So yeah, man, just wild stuff. So I'm going to play this news clip, and then as always, we'll talk about it.
Tonight, the father of a teen fatally shot by Cincinnati police Thursday, now behind bars, after investigators say he killed a deputy from another department the next day with his car.
There is a connection between these two incidents.
38-year-old Rodney Hinton Jr. is charged with aggravated murder. Prosecutors say he intentionally struck a recently retired Hamilton County deputy who was on traffic patrol.
I've got an officer now.
A makeshift memorial today at the intersection. The deputy, just identified by the sheriff's office as Larry Henderson, later died at the hospital.
He was so well liked and so well known.
A courtroom full of law enforcement Saturday as Hinton faced a judge. His team in court calling this an emotionally charged situation. Hinton making a hard-to-hear comment to deputies while being escorted out in handcuffs. The crash happened just hours after he joined a meeting with Cincinnati police to review body camera video of his son's death, according to the attorneys hired by the family to investigate the police shooting. The video, now publicly released from two different angles, shows 18-year-old Ryan Hinton being shot and killed Thursday morning by a city police officer.
He's got to go.
Investigators say the teen pointed a gun at Cincinnati officers responding to a call of a stolen vehicle. Hinton's family attorneys tonight writing they are heartbroken by this tragic turn of events, and we are all devastated for the family of the officer who was killed.
Shaquille Brewster joins us now from Cincinnati. So, Shaq, what is next here for the man being charged?
Hallie, he's scheduled to be back in this courthouse Tuesday morning as the state requests he be held without bond. Meanwhile, you see it there. Flags on county buildings have been lowered to half staff in honor of that fallen deputy.
All right, so in looking at the reactions online, you're basically going to fall into one of two categories, right? You're either going to fall into the category of, man, what this guy did is to be commended. He should be celebrated for this. He's some type of revolutionary because he took matters into his own hands, and what they did to his kid was wrong. And this was a unjustifiable police shooting, and if that was my son, I would have ended up doing the same thing. Or you fall into the category of, man, this was just stupid. It was stupid. It was wrong on so many levels. I mean, why would you take the life of somebody? Not only did you take an innocent life, but you took the life of somebody who had absolutely positively nothing to do with your son being killed. So me personally, I'm in the latter category. I don't understand what this dude was thinking. He really think he did something, because you look at the video and you see him all up in their face, and just the way that he looked and his whole demeanor and the way he carried himself, bro. Like, he really think he did something, man. He really think that he's some type of revolutionary and that everybody should praise him, and he feel like he did a good deed. He doesn't feel like he did anything wrong. He is totally satisfied with his actions, and he is ready to ride out the rest of his life in prison, because that's what's gonna happen. He's going under the jail behind this. He can forget about it. It's over. It's a wrap. Finito. You're paying for your foul like a free throw, like T.I. said, man. But y'all know about that Paper Trail, one of T.I.'s more underrated albums there. But I digress. Man, look, he did all of that just for his son to still not be here. Him taking away an innocent life did nothing for nobody. I guess maybe it made him feel good, made him feel better. But at the end of the day, man, now what's happening is that you've basically taken yourself away from your family, in addition to your son being taken away. So now they got to deal with the death of your son, and they basically got to deal with the death of you. So in reality, nobody really wins here. I mean, I understand the frustration of him seeing the incident for the first time and then the immediate aftermath of that, you know, the immediate emotions that I know probably came over him and seeing his son die on camera. I understand that is a hard pill to swallow. That's a hard situation to get through, man. I understand that, but under no circumstances does that give you the right to run over a police officer for nothing. Okay, I could kind of see, and this would be wrong too, but I could kind of see if you got some get back against the officer who actually shot your son. Okay, at least I can be like, okay, well, he at least that's wrong too. Don't get me wrong, but at least I can go back and say, all right, well, he got his get back against the person who he deemed was responsible for his son's death, and he thought that it was a wrongful death. He thought that it was an unjustified police shooting. But why in the hell would you run over this random man? And I'm gonna say something that may be deemed a little controversial. Might get my black card revoked after this or something, man. I don't know. But at the end of the day, this is the cheap truth, and I say what the hell I want to say. All right, we don't sugarcoat nothing over here, man. Look, if this dude had spent more time teaching his son to stay out of stolen cars with dudes who may not mean him no good, maybe he'd still be here. Okay, I just gotta say it. Just gotta say it. Maybe if he had spent more time doing that, rather than revving his car engine up and running over somebody who had nothing to do with his son dying in the first place, maybe his son would still be here. He has to take some accountability in this situation, I feel like. I don't think that he gets to just escape accountability here, because he was in the car. I mean, apparently he was in the car with 3 other dudes, right? And one of the guys was actually already facing an armed felonious assault charge in an unrelated case. So he wasn't hanging out with no choir boys here. And on top of that, the gun that they had in the car, the gun that he had, I'm pretty sure if I had to take a guess, y'all, I would guess that that gun was stolen, because every one of those individuals in that car was under 21. Okay, so they can't buy a pistol yet. Okay, legally, they can't do it. So you, at some point, man, you just, and maybe I'm coming down a little too hard on him. Maybe he actually was teaching him the right way, and maybe the young man just wasn't listening. Okay, some kids, they just rebel. You do what you can. You try to teach them the right way. You try to talk to them. You try to be there for them, and you try to be in their life. But at the end of the day, they make their own decisions too. You know, like they have to want the help. They have to want to do the right thing. And sometimes parents can only do so much. So maybe he did do that. I don't know. But he doesn't really necessarily get the benefit of the doubt when this happens, and then he turns right around the next day and kills somebody. So you basically are going to have people saying, well, the apple don't fall too far from the tree. This guy's rolling around, his son rolling around in stolen cars with violent individuals. Well, we see where he get it from. Right or wrong, fair or foul, that's just how people going to think. And I guess I'll leave off with this, man. So as far as like the actual shooting and looking at the body cam footage, I don't think that it's very apparent that he pointed a gun at the police officer. I can't really see that. I think it is apparent that he had a gun. The young man had a gun, but I'm not entirely for sure if he actually flashed it at the officer or pointed it at the officer. But you know, in that instant, I don't know, shit. I just look. I couldn't be no goddamn police officer. I'm just being honest. I couldn't, because I'd have all sorts of cases out against me probably, because I'd be too fucking nervous. I'd be too paranoid, and so maybe I'm not the right guy to ask about this, because if somebody else is saying this guy has a gun and then he flashes in front of you with a gun, well, I don't know what you gonna do. Wait for him to raise it up and shoot you, and then you try to shoot. But like, I don't know, man. But I'm tired of what I always say, man. If you go back and listen to some old Cheap Truth episodes, what I always say, man, don't give them an alley-oop. You have to stop giving the police alley-oops, man. When you do shit like this, it's an alley-oop. and you don't think that they gon' alley-oop LeBron slam that motherfucker over Jason Terry type shit, you damn right they are. So stop giving them alley-oops, man. Stop riding the stop, man. Like, just, and look, that doesn't mean that they get to just do whatever the hell they want to do. I'm not saying that. Okay? They still have protocol that they got to adhere by. They still have rules and regulations that they need to be held accountable. They need to be held accountable for all the unjustified shooting. Like, I get that. But man, y'all got to stop giving them alleys. You feel me? When you riding around in a stolen car and you got a gun on you and you hop out the car and you running with the gun, bruh, how many times do we have to see these stories, man? Oh, well, we were chasing him and he had a gun out and he turned around and he pointed the gun at me, so we shot him. It's all about self-preservation out here, man. So you keep playing around if you want to. Okay, y'all keep playing around. And y'all can keep lollygagging around, and y'all think these folks playing. Look, they have shown you time and time again that they have no problem pulling out a gun and shooting your ass. Okay, so you want to keep trying them, you want to keep doing dumbass shit. Okay, well, you're gonna keep getting the same results then. Anyway, man, that's all I got. Y'all let me know what you think about this story, man. Leave a comment down in the comment section below. Subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, leave a like on this video before you leave, man. So as always, count your blessings, not your problems. I'm out. Peace.